Why is there no horn? Brother, there's nothing. You got a headlight, that's nice. You got a tail light, but I have no way to let people know that I'm actually coming, aside from just beeping with my mouth. Beep. Works. Beep, beep.
Dual piston core ride hydraulic brakes, 180mm discs on the front and the rear. We do have suspension on us on the front and the rear, however, neither of those are adjustable. The rear shock is HLT 100, rated for 1,000 pounds. That is non-adjustable. The seat is extremely firm, but you know what? If you're like me and you're a chubby bunny, when you sit on it, don't worry, that firmness is going to help you. You don't want something super squishy that's going to bottom out. For the rear hub motor, 750 watt, 1500 watt peak. And our tires are Chow Yang branded 20x4s. Shimano 7-speed gear set with the Shimano 20 derailleur. For our front sprocket, it is double wall to stop that chain from popping off, and then you have metal pedals. Now there is in fact a way to unlock this, but you have to use the app, but I will show you that a little bit later on in the video. To turn this on, we're going to hold down the power button, and then to use the blinkers, we're going to double tap the right, and you'll see that that is the right blinker, and then if we double tap the left, left blinker, and then the brakes, and our headlight button, left thumb throttle. If you press the info or the power button, it'll allow you to cycle through the actual mileage, trip, and then total odometer. Grips are just your generic rubber style with a little bit of grip to it.
Do you hear that whistle? Okay, I have no idea what is making a noise. So for some reason, we are making a very peculiar noise. It's kind of cute, like I have a puppy underneath. Wow, that does have some torque. All right, so let's check these speeds out, right? Lowest gear. I don't know what that... It sounds like the brake. It's not the motor, right? Like they would hear it. It's like so distracting. It is so hard to focus with that noise. Let's get on with this. Now they label this as a speed sensor. So in pedal assist 1, kind of go whatever that says, 9 miles per hour. Pedal assist 2, pedal assist 3, and then pedal assist 4 with pedaling, no throttle. So the noise seems very prevalent in lower speeds, but it's not, there's no front motor, so it's just making a weird little whine. And then let's try pedal assist 5. Let's just use the throttle. Seems like 20 is our top speed. We're gonna have to take a look, see if we can get the app to unlock this, because I feel like that motor does have more. So we will stop in the shade and check this out. So we're gonna download the app real quick. That does not have the best ratings, 1 star, and there is only 8. So we'll see if we can connect and update this to go a little bit faster than what we just did at 20. So while we're waiting, let's talk about some things. So if you double tap the left and right, what'll happen is it kind of blinks on that side. Now there is no front indicators, so it's just gonna be your rear tail light. Search Bluetooth, and there we go. It is binding, and I do not see a Bluetooth indicator on there. All right, so now in order to unlock the speed of this, we have to click over here after you log in, you register. See where it says e-bike classes? You click that, unlock class 3, agree. All right, we're gonna have to scroll. Unlock in 3, 2, 1. Wow, they're just really, there we go. With no throttle, maximum speed of 28. So let's see if that actually, there's no confirmation on the screen. So let's see if we can actually get to those 28 miles per hour. Here we go. Now I will say this, right? I'm not being dramatic. I hope that you could kind of pick up this front end here. There is a lot of torque in that 750 because watch that front end. See that? Like it goes, not a problem. So that is a lot of torque. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get to 28 with just the throttle. Now it says you can do it. Oh, we're in pedal assist too. Let's bring it up to 5. They do that for a lot of reasons, like so they know responsibility and it feels like it's already gonna go faster. Here we go. All right, so there's your 28. Very good, very good. Very torquey, man, very. See these speeds we could get now. And you'll notice, if you listen, right, you don't hear any whine anymore. So that was a little interesting. Very nice. Why is it that this bike has no problem getting to 28 miles per hour, but some of these other bikes that tout they go 45 have the hardest time getting there? Still feels like it's going. Interesting having that throttle on the left side like that. No cruise control. Now the comfort on this bike is typical of a moped style. Keep in mind that I'm 6'1", 249, 250 pounds. Okay, so you kind of get the idea that pedaling on something like this is not going to be the most comfortable. These style of bikes are either designed for shorter people or people with really short legs, you know, or just someone that's going to use the throttle, because that's just what makes sense. You know, it's not a bike that is takeout for exercise. Not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying you're not going to exercise on this bike. You can see I'm at 7. And I want to talk about the throttle real quick because this labels it as a speed sensor. Now, a speed sensor is different than a cadence sensor. Hi. So now the difference between a cadence and a speed sensor is just like how that sounds. Cadence, we go like this and it'll move. It doesn't matter if you kind of like skip a beat, but with a speed sensor, once you start pedaling faster, there you go, you'll see it'll kick in. So you can either use the throttle or you can, you know, pedal like a crazy person doing absolutely nothing. Just look like you're working really hard. I want to talk about this real quick. You notice I stopped at a stop sign, right? Someone made a comment that I don't stop at. Why don't I stop at stop signs? Listen, when you live in an area like this where there is nothing, I know that there's no cars. Okay, so I do a roll and stop. I'm sorry, throw shade. There's other people that are running red lights. Okay, I'm not doing that. So let's just get that out of the way. For our brakes, we have 180 millimeter discs and Core Ride branded dual piston hydraulic. Let's just see how they work. You ready? We're gonna white knuckle it. Here we go. Holy cow. I feel like I would have flipped over the handlebars. Let's do that one more time. One more time. My God. Okay, so rear brake is a, you know, it's not squirrely. It's skidding out. But that front brake, and that, you know, that's where all your stopping power is. So that's nice. Just goes to show you. I've had Tektros that couldn't do that. It's all about the configuration, man, how much air is in those lines. But let's test this front brake again. Don't do this. Any people at home, you testing brakes, don't. Here we go. Oh, yeah. So let's talk about the suspension. Non-adjustable on the front and the rear. Now, you do have a rear suspension on this, but what you see is what you get. It's gonna be a little bit stiff. Now, even me sitting on it, that might be bottoming out a little bit, but I'm also 200 pounds. It is very tight, zero adjustability. Now, the motor on this is 750 watts. They label it that it peaks at 15. The front wheel is coming up. I can't really confirm whether or not it does do 1500 watts. I can just tell you it has enough of torque to make that wheel come up, so that's a good thing. So we have a 48 volt system, 720 watt hour battery. It's a little bit low. I would have liked to seen it in a 900 region, but it is 15 amp hours and you have a 3 amp charger that comes with it. So roughly, it only take about 5 hours to charge this from completely dead to fully charged. Just been nice of you to throw a second one on there. But at the same point, I mean, I think this bike is $1,000 right now. Is that really bad? No, it's not. It's fairly cheap. Let's talk about the range. 65 miles in pedal assist mode. And I like that they said that because people will challenge us. They'll say, I didn't get 65 miles, man. I only got 30. Okay. And were you upwind? Were you downwind? Were you going up a hill? How much do you weigh? There's so many variables. If you put this in pedal assist 1, and pedaled it, do I think you could get 65 miles? No, honestly, unless you weigh 120 pounds. No, I always say take 20% off and that's what you're gonna get. The good thing with e-bikes, and it's not me giving a pass to these companies, the good thing with e-bikes is if your battery dies, you have feet, pedal it. It's not a scooter, it's not a one wheel, right? You can still pedal it home. So yeah, 65 I think is a bit of a stretch on a 720 watt-hour battery. I think it's more likely to be 40, maybe 45 in pedal assist. Throttle, absolutely not. No, just cut it. Just cut it by 75%. You're gonna get 25 miles, pedal assist 5, 28 miles per hour. Just forget it. It's all gone. So the weight of this bike is fairly light, 72 pounds. The max load of the bike is 450 pounds, and it did come in a lot of pieces, man. Now, one of the things that I could really take away from this bike, when I got it, it was in a lot of pieces, and it took a lot of assembly. But one of the biggest complaints that I have is not so much the speed, the construction of it, is the way that you put the seat on. There is no way to fully screw down those nuts. You can't put a socket on it because it's too tight to the frame. You can't use a bigger wrench. You'd have to use like a wrench that you cut in half because it starts to hit the frame. And I feel like that's an oversight. I mean, the bike is good. It's running fairly well. Stop making all those weird noises. But it's just, I can't even fully attach the seat. It's on, right? I can't attach it. So that's all that I have. Now the throttle I would have liked to seen on the right side, not so much the left. I guess that's just really personal preference, but it is in fact a thumb, it is not a twist. So I feel like that's a little bit outdated. So when I got this, I said there ain't no way these handlebars go on because this was touching the actual mounts for the suspension. So I had to take this off, flip it around. I know that's not that big of a deal, but you know, if it's gonna be on, it should be on the right way. Same time, check all your nuts and bolts. Just because of things like that, you don't know if it's fully tightened from the factory. So some of the key takeaways, why is there no horn? Really? There's nothing. You got a headlight, that's nice, you got a tail light, but I have no way to let people know that I'm actually coming, aside from just beeping with my mouth. Beep. Works. Beep, beep. Honestly, this bike rides better than some bikes that were 1,400 bucks. Does it make it worth $1,000? Probably. I mean, it's not super pricey, man. I think it's right now at $10.99. Originally, they were $15.99. I would have liked to seen a better display, but again, for the price point, it's very hard to nitpick. When we're talking about a brand new bike, that's $1,000 bucks. I mean, what are you really expecting? But if you go back a couple months, you were lucky to find a bike under 1,500 bucks that went 20 miles per hour. So the fact that you can unlock this with the app, I feel like that's the only use of that app, honestly. You know, that's not bad. It goes 28 miles per hour. It says it does 32. My fat ass ain't gonna do 32 miles per hour on this. I can tell you that right now. We've already done 8 miles. My ass isn't numb, it feels good. So I can't complain. That front brake, I mean the front and back brake, they just lock up on you. So that's a huge win. Do I think it's worth $1,000 bucks? Yes. And there'll be a link in the description down below to my website where I compare all these other bikes that I've done reviews on. It's not just some affiliate page so I can make money. Oh, let me stop, right? Because people say I gotta stop, right? Let's see how long we can sit here before before a car comes. So, you know, and that's the thing is the links that are in my description, I make money, right? It's not to support this channel. That's just, I'm getting bikes for free. I'm not gonna sit here too long. I'm getting bikes for free. The support of the channel is essentially, really, I guess you're just watching it and I get the 2 cents from your view. So it's not supporting the channel. You're putting money in my pocket and I'd appreciate it if you put more of it in it. So check out the link in the description. The bike rides well, it does. $1,000 bucks. And I'm not just saying that because the company sent it to me. Look, there's companies that said we ain't sending you nothing no more because you didn't like the pedals on our bike. This works, man. It works for $1,000. It's solid, it goes quick. No horn, keep that in mind. Add your own little humdinger, something that you could flick. Other than that, I mean, even if it only went 20 miles per hour, I think the bike is definitely worth the price point that it's at right now. It's $1,000 for a brand new bike that goes 28. You guys stay beautiful, stay sunny side up.